Hello, my name is Michael Skibitcky. I'm a chef instructor at the Culinary Institute of America. We are going to be preparing a Thai red curry paste. And what we have here is, as an example, is a bought example, which is very, very good. It's very consistent, and any brand that you find is going to be pretty much the same. So if you can't make it fresh, then try the buy it. And here is an example of the one from this container. We have approximately 16 ingredients in the red Thai curry, and we have to break it down into dry and wet. Here is our wet or fresh ingredients. These are our dry spices. Let's go over what we have here first. We have the kaffir lime leaf here, which we actually have fresh this morning. We have a tree outside, and we pick them as we need them. And the way we can tell a kaffir lime leaf is it always has a double segment to it. Anytime you buy kaffir lime leaves, if it doesn't have a double segment, it's not kaffir lime. We don't even really do anything with the limes. It's the leaf that is valued. Right, that's our first one. Our second one is the lemongrass. That comes from the garden fresh as well. Take the fibrous outside off and just go for the nice soft inside. Take that off here. What is usable? Rule of thumb is that if you can trim enough of the fibers, husk away, anything that you can literally pinch with your fingernail and it will bruise or pinch, and it's not too hard, that is what's usable. So that's what, this is all usable now. If you think it's a little fibrous and you want to go one more layer, then go for the very center. And that is very, very soft now, okay? So that's what we have here, the lemongrass. Really, really nice, fragrant aroma comes from the lemongrass and the kaffir lime. So fragrance. Garlic, I'm sure everyone's familiar with garlic. I won't go over that. Shallots, we have our shallots here. And you ask yourself probably, well, what are shallots doing in a Thai recipe? Well, actually, the French introduced the shallots to Southeast Asia, especially to Vietnam, and being neighbors, the shallots used very, very much in Southeast Asian cooking. And then, of course, we're going to be talking later in another segment about crispy shallots, which are very, very common as well. Cilantro stems, everybody's familiar. We have an assortment of red chilies here. These are Thai yellow birds, and these are red Fresnos. So I'm a little sweetness here from the Fresno, and I'm going to get heat from the Thai bird, of course. So I have two of them there. And this here is fermented shrimp paste. And as you can see, it even has a wax seal on the top here, and that is to keep the smell down and preserves it. And here we have the galangal. The galangal is very, very important here because it is, not only is it very peppery, but it's very, very spicy, and it has a really strong flavor of its own. It is not interchangeable with ginger. I put the ginger here just to show you. Do not use ginger in place of the galangal. This is much, much different flavor profile. And this is what the galangal looks like inside. And it is much, much harder to cut. You need a very sharp knife to cut this. There's our galangal. Very, very peppery. So what's going to happen is this is going to be our wet ingredients, or fresh, and these are our dry. We have paprika here, caraway seed, our nutmeg, which has just been microplaned, dry chilies, white peppercorns, coriander seeds, and cumin seeds. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to take these And I'm going to grind these first so that the grinder is dry. After I grind them all up, I'm going to take that out, and we're going to add the fresh ingredients. And by the time we finish, we're going to end up with a paste very, very similar to this. If you, like we said in the beginning, if you can't find all of these ingredients and you can't get the fresh, I'm sure with 16 ingredients on this board, if you have a dozen of them, you're going to get very, very close. Here we go. We're going to make ours extra spicy. There you go. Almost there. See, even the color's getting close to that already. There's our dry part. My suggestions would be to make this as fresh as possible. Obviously, if this is fresh now, it's going to be much more fragrant, much tastier than the bought version. Okay, now we're going to go with our fish paste, our cilantro, our chilies, the galango. Make sure you chop the galango beforehand, because if the galango is too large, it's very, very hard. It's hard to get it ground up. Especially if you consider how the texture of garlic, it's much, much harder. It's even twice as hard as the ginger, so give you an idea how hard it is. The shallots, the lemongrass, and our lime leaves. So we've got pungency, we've got the aromatics, we've got the floral from the leaves. We have a really, really nice mixture here. We also have nice colors from the paprika. Almost there. What we need to do is add a little touch of oil to it. That will help with the paste. Almost there. There we go. After going through that whole process and taking the time and trouble, I would definitely think about using this now in maybe a few dishes over the next couple days, keep it in the refrigerator so that it would stay nice and fresh, but you wouldn't have to make it again so fast. There we go, there's our paste. This is going to taste great on our next segment when we're going to be doing our Thai red curried, coconut red curried Alaskan snow crab clusters. So there we go, perfect. In the little dish here.